When your mind becomes your worst enemy. Have you ever had one of those nights where everything around you is quiet, but your mind refuses to stop? No noise, no emergency. Nothing is actually wrong. Yet inside your head, chaos. Your thoughts begin racing. One memory leads to another. A mistake from years ago suddenly feels fresh again. Then your mind jumps into the future. What if I fail? What if everything goes wrong? What if I'm not good enough? And before you realize it, your own mind has become your worst enemy. But here's the truth most people never learn. Your mind is not the problem. The problem is that no one ever taught you how to use it. Imagine being handed the most powerful machine in the universe without instructions. That machine is your mind, and if you don't learn to control it, it will control you. This is exactly what the Stoic philosophers understood thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. These men lived through wars, betrayals, power struggles, and uncertainty. Yet they discovered something extraordinary. Peace does not come from controlling the world. Peace comes from controlling yourself. And the first lesson begins with something simple, but incredibly powerful. Lesson 1. Hold the wheel. Imagine you are the captain of a ship in the middle of a violent storm. The waves are crashing. The wind is screaming. Your crew is panicking. Now imagine the captain suddenly losing control, running across the deck, shouting at the sky, blaming the ocean. What happens to the ship? It sinks. Not because the storm was too strong, but because the leader panicked. Your life works the same way. You cannot stop the storm. You cannot stop difficult people, problems, sudden setbacks. But you can control one thing: your response. Let's talk about Epictetus for a moment. Epictetus understood this better than anyone. He was not born powerful. He was born a slave. He had nothing. No status, no freedom, no control over his own body. His leg was deliberately broken by his master. Yet he discovered a truth that many powerful people never understand. Some things are in your control. Some things are not. This is the foundation of Stoic philosophy. It's called the dichotomy of control. Let me break it down clearly. Your thoughts, in your control. Your actions, in your control. Your decisions, in your control. Your values, in your control. How you respond to events, in your control. Other people's opinions, not in your control. Other people's actions, not in your control. The weather, not in your control. Not in your control. The future, not in your control. What people say about you, not in your control. Most people spend 90% of their energy trying to control things they cannot control, and 10% of their energy, or less, on the one thing they actually can control, themselves. This is backwards. Think about it this way. If you try to control the ocean, you will fail. The ocean is too big. The waves will always come. But if you learn to control your ship, how you position it, how you respond to each wave, you can survive any storm. The moment you stop trying to control everything, you regain control of yourself. And that is where real power begins. Epictetus said something powerful. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Nothing can truly harm you unless you let it. Not insults, not setbacks, not even physical pain. Because your mind remains yours. Always. Lesson 2. Stop attacking yourself. Now let's talk about something most people struggle with deeply. Self-criticism. Most people think confidence means never failing. That is completely wrong. Confidence is failing without destroying yourself. Think about the way most people react to mistakes. They fail once, and suddenly their mind becomes a courtroom. I'm stupid. I always mess things up. I'll never succeed. I'm not good enough. Everyone else is better than me. They become the judge, the jury, and the executioner, all in their own head. But imagine a fighter in a boxing ring. He gets hit once, falls down, and instead of standing up, he starts insulting himself. I'm terrible. I always fall. I don't deserve to be here. He's lying on the canvas, talking to himself, while the referee counts. Need to punch again. The fight is already over. This is exactly what happens when you turn every mistake into self-hatred. You knock yourself out. You defeat yourself before anyone else has to. Marcus Aurelius never did that. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome, one of the most powerful men in human history. He faced wars, betrayals, a plague that killed millions. His own general tried to overthrow him. His own son would later become one of Rome's worst emperors. Yet he never attacked himself. Instead, he reminded himself, every mistake is instruction, not identity. Instruction. Let me say that again. Every mistake is instruction, not identity. When you make a mistake, you have a choice. You can say, I am a failure. That's identity. That's permanent. That's destructive. Or you can say, I failed this time. What can I learn? That's instruction. That's temporary. That's growth. You are not your worst moment. You are the person who learns from it. Think about a child learning to walk. Does the child fall and say, I'm such a failure. I'll never walk. Everyone's watching me fall. This is embarrassing. No. The child falls, gets up, falls again, gets up again. No self-judgment. No self-hatred. Just learning. Somewhere along the way, we forgot how to do that. We started attaching our identity to every mistake. But here's the truth. Failing at something does not make you a failure. Making a mistake does not make you a mistake. Losing money does not make you worthless. Getting rejected does not make you unlovable. Not identity. And that changes everything. Lesson 3. The obstacle is the path. Now let me tell you a story. Imagine this. You are driving to the most important job interview of your life. You've prepared for weeks. This is your dream job. Everything depends on this moment. Halfway there, your tire explodes. Boom! The car jerks. You get out and stare at the flat tire. What happens next? Most people instantly panic. Anger, stress, complaints. Why does this always happen to me? The universe is against me. Of course, right now. By the time they fix the tire or call for help, they are mentally exhausted. They arrive at the interview late, stressed, frustrated. They perform poorly. They blame the tire. But a Stoic sees something different. Not a disaster, an opportunity. An opportunity to stay calm under pressure. An opportunity to solve a problem. An opportunity to practice patience. An opportunity to prove composure. Marcus Aurelius said something powerful. He said, "The obstacle is not in the way. The obstacle is the way." What does that mean? It means that what stands in your path becomes the path. Every difficulty can either destroy you or build you. The difference is interpretation. Let me give you real-life examples. Lose a job? You can collapse, fall into depression, blame the company, blame your boss, stay bitter for years. Or you can build something better. Start your own business, find a career you actually love, learn new skills, grow. Heartbreak? You can stay bitter, distrust everyone, close your heart forever, relive the pain every night. Or you can grow stronger, learn what you really need, become more complete on your own. Open your heart to something better when it comes. Get sick? You can complain, feel sorry for yourself, ask why me. Or you can slow down, appreciate your health when you have it, reconnect with what matters. Every event in life is neutral. Your interpretation gives it meaning. This is one of the most powerful ideas in all of philosophy. Nothing is inherently good or bad. It is your judgment that makes it so. Rain is not good or bad. If you're a farmer who needs water, rain is good. If you're having a picnic, rain is bad. The rain doesn't change. Only your interpretation changes. Money is not good or bad. It depends how you use it. Fame is not good or bad. It depends what you do with it. Problems are not good or bad. They are simply events, opportunities to grow, chances to become stronger. The Stoics believe that every challenge is a training ground. Every difficult person is teaching you patience. Every setback is teaching you resilience. Every loss is teaching you appreciation. The obstacle is not in the way. The obstacle is the way. Lesson 4. Seek discomfort. Now let's talk about something uncomfortable. Discomfort itself. Modern life has made everything comfortable. Food delivered instantly. Entertainment in seconds. Temperature controlled perfectly. Comfort everywhere, all the time. And strangely, people are more fragile than ever. 3 seconds of slow internet can ruin someone's mood. A delayed reply to a text feels like rejection. A small inconvenience feels like suffering. Waiting in line for 5 minutes is unbearable. Being alone with your thoughts for 10 minutes requires medication for some. People, we have become soft. And soft things break easily. The Stoics trained themselves differently. Seneca, one of the richest men in Rome, advisor to the emperor, immensely wealthy. Yet sometimes, Seneca would live like a poor man on purpose. Simple food, bread and water, rough clothes, old fabrics, sleeping on the floor, hard ground. Not because he had to, because he wanted to train his mind. He would ask himself, is this what I was afraid of? Sleeping on the floor, he would realize, I'm still alive. Still strong. Eating plain bread, he would realize, I don't need luxury to be happy. Going without comfort, he would realize, my fear of discomfort was worse than discomfort itself. And every time, he learned something important. He was still alive, still capable, still strong. Discomfort destroys fear. Let me explain why this works. Fear of something is almost always worse than the thing itself. Fear of public speaking is worse than public speaking. Fear of rejection is worse than rejection. Fear of poverty is worse than poverty, if you can survive. Fear of loss is worse than loss. When you voluntarily seek discomfort, you prove to yourself, I can handle this. This isn't so bad. My fear was exaggerated. And slowly, your comfort zone expands. Think about taking cold showers. The first time, it's horrible. Your body screams. You want to get out. But if you stay under the water for 1 minute, you survive. You realize you didn't die. The second time, it's still uncomfortable, but less scary. The 10th time, it's almost normal. The 100th time, you prefer cold showers. You didn't change the water. You changed yourself. This is what the Stoics understood. Strength is the goal, and strength only comes from resistance. A muscle that never lifts anything heavy becomes weak. A mind that never faces discomfort becomes fragile. So seek discomfort. Take the stairs, not the elevator. Fast occasionally. Sleep without a pillow sometimes. Have the difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Wake up early. Exercise until you sweat. Spend time alone without distraction. Not because you have to. Because every time you do, you prove to yourself, I am stronger than my fears. Lesson 5. Control your attention. Now let's talk about the biggest battle of our time. Attention. We live in the age of distraction. Endless scrolling. Short videos that last seconds. Constant notifications. Noise everywhere, all the time. News alerts, messages, emails, entertainment. your attention is being fought over by the smartest people in the world. Engineers at tech companies spend millions of dollars designing apps to keep you scrolling.